SRO Magazine, your #1 source for music and entertainment news and interviews. SRO.
Hello, my SRO Magazine freaks out there. This is your metalhead journalist B-Mac coming to you live from the Loaded Bar in Hollywood, California. We just witnessed one of the greatest sets of local and out-of-town bands performing together and just giving us probably one of the best metal nights ever. And I am here right now with one of those bands, and they are gracious enough to do an interview with us and for the SRO Nation to let them know that they're out there and you should go pick up their stuff. So let's give a big warm welcome to City of the Week. Guys, say hi to everybody at SRO.
What's up? Hey.
Hey, why don't you guys introduce yourselves and what you guys do in the group?
I'm Brent, I play guitar.
I'm Cody and I play bass.
I'm Steph with an F and I sing.
I'm Jackson and I do backup vocals and play guitar.
Yeah. Well, I gotta tell you guys, that was one heck of a set. Jackson, we actually were hanging out earlier tonight, and you actually described your guys as Paramore with balls, and I actually agree with you. Where did that sound come from? Did you guys listen to a lot of Paramore growing up?
No, I think that some of us listen to Paramore. I know Steph likes pop music, but we all kind of actually have different genres that we're into, and all that infused kind of creates this, mumbo jumbo we call City of the Week.
I'm a giant metalhead.
I could definitely tell because of the way you're riffing it out there. That was awesome.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. City of the Week. Why City of the Week? Where does that come from? And with week, mind you, it's weak as in the weakest, like W-E-A-K. What does that mean?
This is like 2 years ago.
I'm making her blush right now.
It doesn't really mean anything. 2 years ago, the first drummer we had and I were texting back and forth trying to find a name, and we settled on Day of the Week or Conquer the City, and we couldn't decide, and he texted me back, City of the Week, and I was like, that's it, that's totally it.
Your names you don't find your name somehow, your names just find yourselves, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, so how'd you guys come together? Because I read your bio, and you guys are all college bound. You obviously probably met in college, right?
Yeah, a lot of us went to school with each other. Me and Brent used to live with each other.
Yeah, we were roommates in school.
Steph and I went to the same school.
We used to live together too.
We used to live together too.
All right.
We all live together now in a van.
For 2.5 months, yeah.
Yeah, well, obviously you guys were on tour with probably a great lineup of bands. You got Varnia, who played earlier tonight, just did a phenomenal job. Blindfold the Devil, you guys, and of course who we just saw, Stitched Up Heart. You guys obviously been on tour for a while with different groups. How do you compare this tour with the other tours?
Long.
Yeah, well, we did 2 tours in one. We were on tour with the Nearly Deads for about 3 weeks, and then after that tour, we didn't go home. The next day, we started with Stitched Up Heart. So, I don't know, it's every tour, you just play shows, see bands.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
For me, it was the tour of my dreams.
Yeah.
Being on tour for super long, from all the way from the East Coast to the West Coast, was seriously a dream come true.
Yeah, just an adventure.
Yeah,
seeing the entire country.
Yeah, seeing the entire United States in one tour is pretty awesome.
I wonder how many states we passed through.
A lot. I can't even. Yeah.
That ain't no number. That's a lot.
Yeah. We were in some for just tiny little bit, you couldn't even really notice.
Right.
I tried to count today, but there's just not happening. It's too many.
There's a lot.
Once you pass 20.
Yeah, definitely past 20.
Well, you guys have been touring with this for about a month now. This set.
Yeah.
And this is your last stop in Hollywood. Thank you very much. So I gotta ask, what was your favorite venue so far this tour?
I'd say for me, Rams Head Live in Baltimore. It was Cap 2000 or something.
Yep.
It was huge, and the stage was just awesome.
That's probably my favorite too.
I liked, what was it in Phoenix?
Rock Bar?
Rock Bar?
Last night?
Yeah.
Or am I thinking
Grand
of?
Junction.
I'm thinking of Grand Junction. Grand Junction. What was that?
Mesa
Theater.
Oh, Mesa
that
Theater
was
was
my
cool.
favorite. Mesa Theater is awesome. We stayed in a haunted hotel afterwards.
Oh,
it was
that's
really cool.
right. Room 27.
Room 27.
It was awesome. We all actually had to experience Room 27 and feel it out.
Yeah. We went in one at a time.
One at a time. It was awesome.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool. Obviously.
Hey, Mixie.
All right, we just got interrupted again. This is my second interruption from yeah.
Oh, are you doing an interview?
Yes, we're doing it.
Did you
We
go
are.
to your interview now?
Well, you might. Well, we might as well give you a shout out. Please give us a welcome to the lead singer from Stitched Up Heart. Say hi to SRO Magazine.
Hey, SRO Magazine, what's up? I'm sorry to interrupt here. I'm gonna go now.
Leave.
I'm gonna go get drunk.
Hey, don't we all want to get drunk? Well, obviously, Steph, but just seeing you out there tonight, you got the stage presence of both the girls from the Butcher Babies and Allie Williams from Paramore. I just loved your style and everything. Were you influenced by those kind of girls?
Honestly, I actually found out about Butcher Babies probably like a month ago. Like after the Tit Tape, I found out who they were because people were like, "Oh, Butcher Babies," and I was like, "Oh my God, they do Tit Tape too," or they used to.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of metal chicks are doing that now. The Tit Tape.
Really? Because I honestly haven't seen any besides Butcher Babies, which is why I was like, "Oh my God, other people do that?" Like I had no clue.
Well, for your information, they are not the originators of it. A woman named Wendy O. Williams from the Plastics was the originator of it. So if anything, they're paying homage to her. And I think you're paying homage to her as well as the Butcher Babies.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what would you say your influences are as musicians, like individually and as a group?
As a group, I don't think we even have one.
I don't know
think
if we
so
have any
either.
common influence.
There's nothing in common.
Me and Cody maybe a couple, but
Yeah.
Really?
I think we all like Paramore, I guess.
I got into guitar because of like 80s bands like Metallica and like old school thrash and shit like that. And so like all my influences are like old, like not very current.
So you could say that you kind of bring your old school to their new school set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like that. You really bring a good mix in there.
I mean, like for rock stuff, I kind of grew up on like Finch, Foo Fighters, Keane, and Killers. Kind of like more like synth kind of stuff. I guess not Foo Fighters, but I like synths and rock.
What was that?
I like synths and like rock music together. It's a lot of
We
fun.
have none.
I know we don't, but that's like what I like to listen to.
So who primarily writes the lyrics for the band? Who?
I do the lyrics, and then we all do the music. It's kind of
Well, you and I have something in common because I'm a lyricist too, and you actually write really good lyrics.
Thank you.
And what I also liked about your stage presence, back to that subject, you really connect with the audience really well. You're like, you were pointing at me, telling me to come over to the stage. You're telling me to sing the lyric, whatever it was. I don't really remember. I think it was Roll On, I think. Or it may have been something.
Whoa, I mean, is this a rock show or what? Like, you gotta say, you gotta come up front and sing. Like,
Yeah, not just with me, but with like a different people. You're like, come on, be part of the show, be part of the act, and I love that.
okay, well, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously, what are your plans next? Now that this tour is finished, are you guys gonna go back home, work on another EP, or get a record going? What's going on?
We are touring back up to Minnesota, so we do have some dates left. This is not over. And then touring again, and then again,
Never
and again,
over.
and again, and touring.
And then a lot of touring.
Yeah, and more touring.
And then maybe an album in the future, but mainly touring.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty much the way bands today will make their money today, is touring more than making music, because there's no money to be made in albums. No
Right.
offense to you guys, because the people would have to be crazy not to buy your record.
Totally. We sell a lot of a record though. I mean, to be totally honest, people always tell us that like, oh, music will sell, just give it for free, and it's like, ours is selling super well, and we've made the majority of our money from a record. So.
Well, yeah, obviously, and
But
especially.
at our shows, it's at our shows. So.
Oh yeah, I think that's the best way to get your music out there, is to play shows and to sell the CDs there at the same time. I mean, my SRO buddy who was here tonight, Tyler Griffith, just bought 2 albums from you guys.
Yeah.
So he made you $2 richer, or $10 richer.
Yeah, that's awesome.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So you guys are gonna tour back up to Minnesota. Who are the groups you're gonna be with?
We're playing with Icarus the Owl in Salt Lake City. We're playing.
We have another show with Blindfold, right?
We have another show with Blindfold the Devil tomorrow night in LA at Good Hurt Nightclub. And then the Iowa show, we're headlining it. So.
Headlining it, headlining. Do you headline a lot of shows, or are you mainly an opening act?
For this past tour, or since we started this tour in early May, we've been opening for all of them, but we have headlined our own tours before.
Is there a venue that you dream about performing at in the future if you had the opportunity?
I think everyone wants to play Madison Square Garden.
The only way you play that is if you become One Direction, and that's if you cover Lamb of God in a acapella verse, because that's what they did. And I was like, what? Oh, that means the world's coming to an end. The apocalypse is happening.
It's definitely gonna happen.
Well, I think we got time for a couple more questions.
Fire away.
Well, I guess the obvious question is, where do you see yourselves in the distant future? Do you see yourselves signing with a big label in the future, or do you want to do more self-produced stuff? Because I think bands today, especially the big ones, are creating their own labels to put out their records. Like Metallica has created Blackened Records; they can put out their future stuff. Are you gonna try that, or are you gonna do a major label?
I mean, I feel like most of those bands were on major labels and then left, and they had the momentum going, and they're big enough to where they can, like Metallica, clearly they can leave a label and be fine. I mean, I definitely don't have plans to sign with a major because all the horror stories, but I think having a partnership with a good solid indie label would be beneficial to both of us. So.
But if anything, I could see you guys with a label called Nuclear Blast, because I think they would fit. You fit with them perfectly. Because I can't remember off the top of my head who they really represent, except one, and that's Troy Sanders of Mastodon. His new group, Kill or Be Killed, and Howard Jones' new group, Devil You Know. And I've heard their stuff, and they actually do really good production. So I think you guys should look into those guys.
Totally.
And my last question, and I like to kind of keep it a little obscure the last time, just trying to make it fun and whatnot. So here's the big one. Beatles or Rolling Stones?
Neither. Sorry.
You suck. Go away.
Sorry. Beatles.
I had to go Beatles too.
Rolling Stones. They
Dude, I
rock hard.
grew up on Beatles. That's all I'm saying.
We all grew up on Beatles and the Rolling Stones. But I will say this. Rolling Stones, they toured longer, they stayed together longer, and I think they just had the better songs. Spice will love the Beatles no matter what.
Fuck yeah.
Well, hey, City of the Week, thank you very much for coming out here and doing this interview and giving a shout out to the fans. And if you want to check out future tour dates and music, and if you just want to talk to the band, you can always visit them on their official Facebook, City of the Week. And you guys are on Twitter also?
Yep. City of the Week, Instagram, City of the Week.
Check out our new
Reverb Nation, City of the Week.
Check out our new tank top design. We just got a new tank top design. They look hella sweet.
Oh yeah, check out the tank top design. Like Jackson said, obviously he's trying to sell it. Good job.
Good.
All right.
It's fucking awesome.
City of the Week, thank you very much for taking time. And tell everybody to rock out.
Rock out!
All right, this is Brandon McCarthy for SR Nation, signing off. Catch you on the flip side.
For more information on all the greatest bands in rock today, and for all your music and entertainment news, you know where to go. Go to SRO. That's SROMagInc.com. SRO Magazine is sponsored by Kick-Ass Cables, PhDRadio.com, Robert's Guitar, TDLMusicGroup.com. The SRO audio and video was done by Carson Drive Studios and SROMagInc.com.